Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Alpha Protocol. It's time to infiltrate Alpha Protocol and bring this full circle to a close. And we're going to select Z to be our handler. And for some reason Stephen Heck is in a bowling alley. I don't know why.
Did you take care of what you had to do?
Everything's in place. How about you?
It shouldn't be much longer.
Are you safe?
Probably safer than you. Mike, if this doesn't work...
Goodbye, Mina. Mind if I sit here?
Go ahead. It'll save me from having to call in the squad. All done running?
Never was.
Yeah, well, whatever you call it, I'm here to bring you in. Glad you're not making a fuss about this.
I called you, remember?
So because we didn't know where Alpha Protocol was, we had Sean Darcy take us in, so that he would have to take us there. Z is our handler. Gives us better recoil control with our SMGs and assault rifles, which may come in handy.
So, here we are, Agent Thornton.
Guess you can go home again.
If by home you mean prison. Mr. Westridge first spoke to you in this room, didn't he?
Interrogated, actually. It was a really dull conversation.
When he asked you why you volunteered for Alpha Protocol, do you remember what you told him?
I want to serve my country.
And you think by being assigned here is the best way to do that?
Give me a mission and I'll prove it.
Was it all you expected, Mike? Looking back, was it all worth it now? You'll have to excuse me, but I asked for this next part to be recorded for posterity. I wanted to make sure it's captured perfectly. All right, Thornton. I think you misunderstand me. You see, I'm not here to gloat. I'm here to offer you a deal.
I'm not giving up the film footage, see?
I don't care, Mike. That's a separate appointment in my calendar. Right now, we're discussing you and Helbeck.
What are you talking about?
If you stay here, it isn't going to turn out well for you. The best you could have hoped for was to be captured by Alpha Protocol. Then they can erase you, quietly. To me, that seems like a waste of talent.
Really?
Really? Do you know why I used you in the first place?
I'm all ears.
Because I recognize an asset when I see it. That is the reason Helbeck is where it is today, and why our numbers are so high. It's also why Mr. Marburg chose to work for me. It's because I recognize value, and I reward loyalty.
You're offering me a job.
Mike, you already work for me. I just like to make it official. We have an excellent insurance package.
What makes you think I'd even consider that?
Because you can't go back. You found out too much. You know where all the embarrassing little connections are. That makes you a good agent, but a rather large liability. Me, I have a different perspective on the situation. I know what you did needed to be done to achieve results. It's a rare quality to find someone willing to think outside the box.
I still haven't heard your terms yet. And it sounds like you've made this offer before.
This was the same talk Marburg and I had a long time ago, although I didn't know his agency connection when I hired him. You're a special case. I was able to recruit right from the source. So, a few things. One, you're going to be executed at worst, or at best, spend life in a CIA prison in Eastern Europe. Two, this will be the last conversation you will have with another human being. And three, it really wasn't my fault that this whole situation happened, but I think you already recognize that.
I'm listening.
Mike, your government needed my contracts. They hired me to build this place, and worst of all, they created you.
Worst of all?
Yes, because when they create programs like this, there's no accountability. And when people never have to answer for the things they do...
Leyland?
What is it?
I've been dying to do that for hours. but I needed to hear all you had to brag about first.
I'll take that as your answer, then. This was it for you, Thornton. I was your last chance.
I can't wait to show you how wrong you are.
Agent Thornton, allowing yourself to be captured, making us go through the effort of bringing you here. Well done.
I don't like to brag.
You have little to boast about, even if you were so inclined. Well, I confess I'm disappointed things ended like this. I was hoping to convince you to work for us. If not Outback, then the VCI. But that would depend on you.
Yeah, and I was hoping you might kiss my ass. But it looks like that'll have to wait for another hour or two.
That's very amusing. I don't expect I'll see you again, Agent Thornton. Your mission ends here.
Doc will be along in just a bit to administer your meds. Nice knowing you, Thornton.
Michael, darling. I was wondering why you were tied up, although I had not expected the reason to be so literal.
I should have known. Here to torture me?
Perhaps. That will depend on your perspective, I think. It is good you have time to rest with all this trouble going on. This bed, this is how you woke up here, yeah?
The restraints were a little weaker the first time, and I'm not doped up.
The restraints? Are they too tight?
Enough with the small talk. Why are you here, Z?
I am here because I never got the chance to tell you my feelings. And now you have no choice but to listen.
Great.
Why, Michael, I never thanked you. Humiliating Conrad like that. A girl dreams of such things happening to her boss.
Good. If you want to thank me, then let me go.
Not quite yet, I think. Michael, I have a confession to make. Ever since we met, I have had a certain fondness for you. You are so eager.
Okay.
It is a shame to see such a fine specimen restrained like this. I am tempted to set you free.
And why the hell would you do that? Out of the goodness of your heart?
I do not like Marburg, and he has paid me already. I am free to leave, but you are not. Oh, it is not fair. So, I will let you go in a moment.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Relax, darling, but not too much. Oh, and I thought I might have to work harder.
You would if I wasn't tied down.
Shh. Good. Now, no more talking.
Okay. Holy, Now, can you let me go?
Michael, I unlocked your wrists 5 minutes ago. You were too busy holding onto your bed to notice. I am flattered. I have done what I must do. Now, you must go do what you must do.
Maybe there's something to be said for experience. Wonder if the camera was recording.
What the hell is going on in there?
You look naked without your weapons. They are in the locker nearby. Get dressed, and let us start the killing.
Well, that was a lot of dialogue and cutscenes, and some sex. But we did finally sleep with Z. And we did get the harem perk. Sleeping with Z doesn't get you too much, but the harem perk gets you 5 AP. You just can't resist the need to romance him. Yep, that's professional Mike. He's professionally romancing people. I don't know. But the 5 AP we can immediately dump into pistols to get some more damage out of him. Definitely going to be important.
Much better. Now, you must get to the Global Monitoring Center and get access to the system and all its secrets.
You did not just do that in my medical bay. Bet it smells like cat piss and tuna in there.
I'm not sure who that's insulting, but I think it's insulting Z. Oh, come on. Like... So, needless to say, it's impossible to stealth this level. There are far too many automatic alarms and such. And, yeah, even with awareness, it's kind of freaking impossible to tell that there's an auto turret up there, but it will see you. So have fun with that. Fortunately, they put the alarm box right here so we can turn it off. And for some reason, all the alarm boxes are really stupidly easy. This is literally as hard as they get. They never go above a 6. Now, this level is mostly linear, but there are some side passages, and most of them are important.
You're not getting far. I'll be watching you.
So if you miss a side passage, you can kind of screw yourself out of a large part of the plot. And now we get to do a little stealthy neck stabbing.
Audio cover.
And since we're not going to need to be throwing any EMPs, I switched to the first aid kits, which are significantly more important. This side room is marked as an objective because we were told we needed to talk to Alan Parker, but there's actually a choice here. And thanks to your votes, we're not going to contact Alan Parker. We're going to contact someone else. After picking up all this free goodies in here. There are quite a few.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
Damn, which one?
Last chance, guys. Back up your files.
Looks like I've got a message. Big one. The hell are all these files? Recordings?
Agent Thornton, I have been attempting to reach you, without success.
Omen. I've been preoccupied.
I am calling to warn you, and to ask for your assistance. After the attack on President Sung, we analyzed the camera footage from the security systems and from news crews attending the rally. This footage is attached. The woman you were traveling with, Scarlet Lake. Do you know her well?
Uh-oh.
We have several recordings that show her with a sniper rifle at the rally. She was well hidden, but she was unable to mask her presence entirely. She is the one who attempted to assassinate President Sung. Do whatever checks you need to do on the footage. We are convinced of her role in this. She must answer for this. But we have been unable to find her, or reach you. I do not believe you had a hand in this, Agent Thornton, and I trust you will do what is right. But if you are responsible, there is nowhere you both can hide from me.
Let's move it!
So, Scarlet Lake was the assassin who shot President Sung. That's quite a startling revelation, but not as startling as the flashbang from nowhere and scripted alarm. And these guys usually burst through this door to come after you, but they're not for some reason. There we go. And pistols are so broken at this point in the game. Heck, at most points in the game. Yeah, I even though the alarms are scripted, I try to turn them off just so I don't have to listen to the squelching alarms. Here's the first easily missable thing. If you walk too far in that direction, you'll trigger an explosion that will block off the door. Not this door, this is a false affordance. You can't actually go through it. But this locked door is not. You can break in unless you accidentally progress too far. And look, we're back at the interrogation room. There's quite a few things to pick up in here. Some dossier info, all very important. Free gadgets that I won't use because they're not EMPs. Got some more dossier intel on Marburg.
Scarlet.
Mike, what are you doing here?
Surprised to see me?
Actually, yes. Mostly because I don't know where here is.
Didn't Halbeck bring you here? Or your pal Leyland?
Mike, what are you talking about?
So when were you planning to tell me about you and Sung?
I'm sorry?
About you and Sung. And your sniper rifle?
Mike.
Oh, I'm hurt. I really am. I went to all that trouble in Taipei, when trouble was right beside me all along.
Yes, I was hired to kill Sung. Of course, you prevented that, so you should congratulate yourself. It's the reason that Leyland has me here. It's the reason he's not going to pay me.
So sorry to hear that.
It's business. I knew the risk. I didn't know you'd become involved.
You could have just taken me out of the picture.
That's not how I work, Mike. You were never part of the job, and I don't do collateral damage.
How long have you been an assassin?
Long enough. Photojournalism's not my full-time career. Of course, I guess you were always honest with me. And to think I didn't believe you when you said secret agent.
It's not my full-time career either.
I tried to tell you at the hotel, Mike. I wanted to tell you. I'm sorry.
I don't want to kill you. I'm tired of people I care about dying or running away from me. And I guess I'm still hoping you see this was a mistake.
Mike, if I had known...
It's part of the game. So you haven't been paid.
Not yet. But I know when someone starts backpedaling out of a deal. You can smell it.
Then I could let you go, or you can try to settle your account. With my help.
How do you know I won't try to kill you?
Because I believed you at the hotel. I don't think you let many people get close.
You're right.
Which brings me to my next point.
Which is?
There's a lot of people in this facility I'd rather not get close to me.
Maybe I could help you with that.
That's what I wanted to hear.
All right, Mike. I'll get the footage and meet up with you. Mike, be careful, all right? I'll be all right. Go on ahead.
Yup, if you miss the interrogation room, you miss meeting Scarlet. And you may or may not have found out, if you didn't find out by speaking to Omen Dang's message, that she was the assassin. And you have the opportunity, at least we have the opportunity, to join forces with her. And she's a much better handler than Z is. We're looking through all of our intel at this point that we've collected. The group intel isn't that great. Alpha Protocol, it turns out, is the latest incarnation of what was Deus Vult when Marburg was a government agent. The U.S. military is here. At one point, no, I don't think we've gotten that one yet. Yeah, the Parker intel we got is, ooh, his wife died, he doesn't know where his daughter is. Blah, blah. Marburg. The intel we picked up is that he's good at hand-to-hand combat. If we had gotten that before, we would have been able to turn him, but we did not have quite enough intel on him. And his secret fact is again related to Dave's Walt, his former agency status and being recruited by Leyland. And Scarlet, obviously we got her secret fact that she's the assassin. But she loves us anyway, so she's not going to try to hurt us. Go us. And since I forgot to spend this AP a while ago, we're going to max out our chain shot, which will give us 6 shots, as opposed to 5. And the next assault rifles level gives us a shorter time to aim a critical hit with the assault rifle, so we're definitely going to get that. One of my biggest gripes with the assault rifle is how long it takes to aim. And let's see. The handler perks are listed somewhere in here. There we go. Pistols and assault rifle accuracy +1. And since those are our 2 weapons, that's better than improving assault rifles and SMGs. So now we come through here. And there's a little glitch I had
Looks like
to
they're
cut
flooding
out.
the place.
I guess they're scrubbing the evidence clean. And you along with it.
Yeah, the explosion kind of glitched on me. I had to go back and re-record it. But this is probably the first dangerous room of the final level. There are a few guys up on this catwalk, but there are both armed enemies and auto turret cameras on the lower level that can see you. So it's really difficult to sneak through here unseen, especially since we do have to go to ground level at some point to get to the exit. And I don't know who the heck was supposed to have seen me that triggered my evasion, but someone supposedly did. There's some guy down there who looks like he's twitched up against some geometry or something. I was kind of hoping to get somebody down there, but I couldn't quite see him. Yeah, it's just a matter of taking out as many of these guys as you can on the ground.
Get him.
But they do eventually climb up here. And suddenly everyone's on red alert, and more guys will come in. And stealth basically goes out the window. And let's see if I can get around the corner. But there's a guy climbing right up the ladder. Yep, you don't have to use critical hits if you can just pump bullets into them until they die. Which works really well when enemies are climbing up ladders right in your face. Somehow I missed the guy's head. I don't know what it thinks I hit, but I think again, I was pretty sure I shot him in the head. And there we go. And here's one of the turrets. Right there. There's 2 of them. One on the other side of the room as well. And there are a number of goodies, which now that we've cleared out the room, we can run around and pick up. Nothing too special, but some special ammunition is not something to be turned away. We're actually going to have a fair amount of tranquilizer ammo before we get to the end of this level, but I'm not really going to spend any of it. which may or may not be considered a mistake.
Mike, really could use a hand here. These guys are killing my story.
Yeah, don't worry about those. Those are scripted messages. Your handler can pretty well take care of himself, whoever they are.
We've got Mina. She put up quite a fight, but it's over for her now. Your choice on what to do next. Come after us or her. It's up to you.
So, what do we do? Straight ahead is going after Westridge. I don't know why they put this stupid camera in here. But whatever you want to do, you want to go in this room first because there's goodies in here, and it doesn't force you into either choice yet. Yeah, there's yet another med kit. They're pretty liberal about spreading med kits around, even though when I tend to need them, I forget about them. Because I'm smart. So yes, this door leads to Mina. And the camera viewpoint.
Is this your way of making me say I need your help? Because I do. These guys are all over me.
Insert sexual reference here. I don't know. I'm not good at the whole sex joke repartee. But we're in sparing and saving everyone we can, so we're sparing and saving Mina. I really want to get this camera shot, but it's not being... There we go. The weird geometry in this room kind of makes it tough to shoot past that little gap there.
Predictable. Good. It'll give us more time to wrap up loose ends down here.
Fuck off, Westridge. Just make sure you don't run away before we get to chat.
And naturally this leads to the weapons range where we first met Mina. How apropos, I guess. And look, there's a pistol mod in the safe. Not that we'll ever use it. Well, at least the targets still work. You might get startled by them the first time you play this, but they're harmless.
What's that?
These guys, on the other hand, are not harmless.
Get him. Get him.
I realized it was glitched out for some reason. It allowed me to do a takedown from across the barrier, so I just stabbed him in the neck.
What's that? I saw something. What the hell was that? Here comes the cavalry.
Yeah, these guys aren't too much of a problem, even if you get caught in a firefight. They didn't even get through our endurance. So, I would not classify this as a difficult room. There are some more difficult areas in the level, though, so... There's lots of opportunity for dying. And this central passage doesn't actually have anything in it. All it is a slightly shorter path that makes you miss the special ammo pickup. And here we have these two cameras, but the arrow on the left, I thought for sure it was on the other side of the wall, or was referencing something on the other side of the wall. So in I walked, like an idiot.
Mina? I tried to get here sooner. I'm sorry.
You're sorry. This is my fault. I didn't cover my tracks well enough. They were following me when I met you at the hotel. And as soon as they had you, Darcy and his agents captured me.
Is that who hit you?
Yeah, but I hit him first.
I'm getting you out of here. Can you stand?
Yeah, mostly it's my pride that's hurt. But, Mike, this facility is sealed off. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's why I feel sorry for them.
You never give up, do you?
Not as long as you're there with me. You ready? Might get a little rough.
Rough for them, maybe. Us, not so much. Are those fingernail scratches on the back of your neck?
I was attacked. I don't want to get into it.
I'll do what I can to shut down the security systems and divert the guards.
Come out wherever you are.
Go on ahead. I'll circle around and get to a terminal. If you see Darcy, save some for me.
So all you jokers in the thread who kept pointing out about how Mina watched us with Madison...
Come on, I know you're here.
She also points out that we had sex with Z. She's probably the most on top of things handler. At least as far as that one subject goes. The area down here refills with enemies, and Mina is down here sort of helping shoot things, but not really. She also does not have the option to become your handler.
Make this easy on me and come out, huh?
So it's just a matter of killing these few guys, most of whom you can shoot from up on the balcony before they can get to you. Yeah, apparently the U.S. military forces here are all Marines, because they all say hoorah. Or maybe that's the Army. I'm not sure. Who says hoorah? I am not a military person. Yeah, they all say hoorah. It kind of gets annoying after a little while. As, you know, they start to say it and then you shoot them and they still manage to go hoorah as they fall down dead. That camera's still there. I don't even know what it's there for. But now we finally proceed to a encrypted alarm. And there is Scarlet up on the balcony, perfectly able to take care of herself, because she's got a sniper rifle, which, for some reason, does not allow instant kills, one-hit kills, but that guy just got hit once. He only has this bare sliver left of health. And I just get so sick of this alarm sound. I'm sorry. You have to watch me disable all these alarms. But they're fast at least. They're simple. And we've been through this area a couple times back in our first trip to the Gray Box, and what we learned was that these side rooms have goodies in them. And that still holds true. I also have first aid kits, which I've yet to actually use or need. Which is good for me, but kind of wasteful because there are tough areas ahead where I'll wish there were more first aid kits, and I won't have any. Yep, that's it for the side area goodies. So now it's just heading up the stairs to meet back up with Scarlet. And a camera for some reason. Seriously, what's the point of an alarm going off in here?
Mike, thank God. I thought I was on my own. I've got a nice view from up here. You go ahead and do your thing.
Basically full health, Scarlet.
You're not getting far. I'll be watching you.
Yes, for some reason that little trip up the stairs was far enough away to cause that turret to respawn. And we're supposed to zipline down and take care of these guys, but thanks to our maxed out pistols and our long crit range, we can just shoot them up from up here.
Come on, I know you're here.
Assuming this guy ever comes into this room. There he is. Now we can zip line down. And up here we have a computer with some good stuff in it. Or at least some stuff in it. They throw a lot of intel at you in this final level. And I'm not 100% sure why, because it really breaks the flow of things to stop what you're doing and go look at what the intel says. And blah blah blah. You can read that on your own. We'd also gotten some VCI intel. And you can read that on your own. Yep, Z and Marburg, both in VCI, hate each other, blah blah blah. We got some dossier intel on Westridge, which is boring. His secret fact was that he's having an affair on his wife. Ooh. That's sure important to know. That's his secret fact, but Marburg being a homosexual doesn't even show up in his dossier. Here we have the intel on Leyland. You can read that, his secret fact, that he found out about Alpha Protocol through Marburg. Basically the exact same secret fact as earlier, just repeated across two profiles, two dossiers. And look, more gadgets we won't use, and another first aid kit that I don't have the option to use because I'm at full health. And here we have yet another hard room. Probably one of the hardest in the level. Well, probably the hardest. It is one of the hardest.
Hurry and set those charges. Keep an eye out for Thornton. He's still around here.
So we have a...
Get him. Keep them off of me. I need...
We have a 6-minute countdown on some bombs.
To concentrate.
I think they've armed the bombs in here.
Taking cover.
And it looks like you only have a few minutes before the timers hit 0. Mike, you need to shut them down.
And the armed gunman?
Those two.
Like the turrets? They're tax dollars at work.
Yeah, there's 4 auto turrets that come down from the ceiling that automatically respawn if you kill them.
Having trouble,
So that's
Parker?
the best thing to do, is to use your evasion to just run right to this computer and shut the turrets off. That makes this room about 10 times.
I'm downloading
less
the files
lethal.
now, but I need you to draw their fire.
Now we still got to get Parker before the bombs go off.
Get him! Get him!
But you know, there's this crowd of guys we can just mow through with our chain shot.
In minutes, all records of this facility will be destroyed.
And
Parker, stop. I'm warning you.
that was
You got the evidence, but I cut off your escape route and your air.
yeah,
Headed to the surface. Make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
you get to cover.
the difficult part of that is
I'll circle around and meet up with you topside.
stop talking.
Good luck.
The difficult part of getting to Parker is if he sees you through the window approaching the door, he'll throw a shutter down over it so you can't get in. You have to get to his door without him seeing you, which we did thanks to our evasion, which had recharged and triggered again. It has a cooldown of less than 5 minutes at this point, and I never remembered that this level is much longer than 5 minutes. Way back in Saudi Arabia, it was basically a once per level save, and now it's several times per level. And it's hard to remember that.
enough staff. Darcy, get your men ready.
On it. Mikey won't get by me.
Oh, I think we will. I think we will.
Well, there goes our flight out of here. Waste of a missile, but it seems like everybody on this island is trigger happy. Head for the wreckage. I asked the pilot to bring me a resupply in case Leyland refused to pay.
On my way.
So, we've come to the next portion of the final level, which is topside. I definitely appreciate the change of scenery. Though I think things look a little too broken down and dirty for this to be a actually well-used facility. I mean, you'd think if some random person is gonna see it, you want them to see something that's not in use. But at the same time, there are all these structures and everything here, which, if they look abandoned, you're gonna bet somebody's gonna get curious and investigate. You know, I'd either do the, looks like it's built up with unmarked things, or don't have anything on top at all. This bombed out look just doesn't do anything for me. And topside starts out simple enough, except that for some reason the camera doesn't want to let me focus on those guys down there.
Hey, Mikey. Good to see you. Glad you made it out here to our live fire range. No more practice runs for you. This is the real deal. Keep him busy. I'll be back in a second.
And now we get the boss fight with Darcy. Darcy doesn't shoot you. He throws big batches of grenades that hurt like hell.
Come on, he gave more trouble when he first showed up here.
So this is another potentially very dangerous area.
Looks like it's all up to me again.
But it's not going to be too dangerous for us because we are Pistol God Thornton. And if I had remembered to switch to either steel core rounds or trank rounds, that would have been a one-shot kill. But I failed. Yep, those explosives hurt. Explosives definitely hurt.
Got something for you.
Yeah, if you're trying to hide behind one of those things as cover, and he throws a grenade, it's pretty much going to kill you. Between all of the explosions, you're kind of dead.
Coming your way.
And too far away. But chain shots filled up again. And you'll notice we're using...
What's going on, Mike? Do you need help?
All done here. Just had to settle things with a colleague.
I stashed more weapons and ammo on the chopper. The one that had the missile accident. Get to it, see what you can recover.
Knew Darcy would fuck this up.
Yeah, and you'll notice we did use trank rounds on Darcy. So that will go down in our statistics as a trank kill. A non-lethal takedown, whatever you want to call it. But as far as the story goes, it doesn't matter. I brought this up way back in Saudi Arabia when we killed Shahid's lieutenant. But major characters tend to get killed unless there is a cutscene that gives you the spare or don't option. As this tower is the alternate way to fight Darcy if you don't have, if you're not a pistol god. You can run up and unlock that door and climb into that tower and use the sniper rifle on him. And there's ominous beeping in here, but it's not related to these. These are just things you can pick up. And following that, we have yet another difficult area coming up in a bit. And
Anything at the crash site?
No, just another helicopter.
Yeah, by intimate, I meant right at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, you remember how fun it is to fight enemies with the randomly strewn about missile launchers? Now you get to fight a moving around enemy that can evade missiles, as opposed to the striker vehicle. And did I mention that it fires missiles and they hurt? A lot?
Tango spawn.
So you can try to take cover behind all these exploding things. Or you can just prove how hard you are and run right past all these clowns. Now I use Shadow Operative here so that the enemies up here wouldn't see me, but the helicopter can still see you while you're cloaked like this. So don't rely on it to shoot the helicopter. Now, the spot where I'm in this little nook where these two boxes meet, which is behind me, so you can't really see it, but you couldn't see it when I ran up to it, is basically the one safe spot where the helicopter cannot hurt you. While you're standing back here, the helicopter shot will hit the tops of the boxes, and the explosion won't reach you. But finding safe spots beyond that, I have not successfully found any. Even that is not a safe spot, because once you move away from the box, the helicopter will fire a missile over the boxes and you'll get hit by splash damage if nothing else. Come on, guy. I want to kill you. Fortunately, I'm getting an F in killing him. Yeah, I just sucked that up because the grenade does less damage than a missile would. Now it's just a matter of waiting for my endurance to recharge, waiting for an opening right after it shoots a missile, and then running out to get more launchers. This is basically the one time in the game where I actually use the sprint function. Is to get to and from this safe spot. I don't know what triggered evasion there either, but it's stupid. Now, the number of missiles it takes to bring down this bird kind of depends on, first of all, what difficulty level you're playing on, and possibly whether you're doing a rookie or veteran run. As we've hit it with 2 missiles so far, it's already smoking and flaming. That's number 3. And I'm just going to spoil this right now. The next missile does it. But in veteran runs where I've played, it has taken over 5 missiles. I've hit it with 5 missiles, run out of launchers, and then had to change shot it with the pistol, which is admittedly pretty badass.
Now we've got you. You should have shot up a flare. It would have been more subtle.
It's admittedly pretty badass to shoot down a helicopter with a pistol, but you know, I'd much rather do it with these missile launchers. So in rookie, at least, on normal,
Picking up a boat approaching the island. I think someone's about to exit stage left.
Must be Westridge's ride. He was in charge here.
Well, that means you'll know where he's headed, and you can meet up with him.
yeah, that's just fun.
The topside buildings here are all entrances to an underground facility. The structure you see, half a click ahead, that's the entrance to the boat pens.
No, there is no structure we can see half a click ahead. Stop talking. Anyway, there are 7 missile launchers strewn about for that boss fight. It takes 4 on normal rookie mode, whatever. So if you can bring one down that drop with you, you can shoot somebody with a missile, and it's pretty fun.
You're out of luck, Mike. I'm taking the only route off the island. You know, if you get here in time, I might even let you leave with me, as a prisoner.
Yeah, the helicopter fight is basically the last difficult part of this level. This area here might be difficult depending on how you play it. If you try to go down the path where it expects you to go, it's pretty tough. But if you stick to this side hill, where you can use a little bit of cover, the fact that the turrets don't point at you, and the natural choke point for the soldiers to filter in one at a time as they see you. Or they might just climb up this little ladder like idiots, where we can just come down and, you know, scalp them with our pistol where they can't shoot us. Okay, he ran up, so I can get him. There we go. So there's one more enemy, one more turret down there.
You're here somewhere.
And this guy's too smart to climb up that ladder, but he's not too smart to not get shot by us by having his back turned. And the last thing that can happen here is there is supposed to be an objective marker on this helicopter. For some reason it's not there. But if you get close to the helicopter, you get set on fire and it hurts. So what can happen is the objective marker can be just positioned just so.
Boat's coming in, but we'll need you to open the doors.
So that you have to get burned by in the fire to trigger the objective point. And you can actually die from that. And it's pretty embarrassing when you do. But up this elevator is the last boss fight. The ultimate boss fight. And we're going to be fighting the man who's taunted us through this level.
Nice job, Mike. But I can't let you leave with that data. Give up now. and we'll go easy on you.
Fuck off, Westridge. Just make sure you don't run away before we get to chat.
Take him out.
Mike, take out your target. The bays are filling up. There's not much more time.
Yep, our final boss is
Less
Westridge.
nagging would help.
Then get to the killing.
He's camped out in the control room.
Oh my
and he's got
God,
his buddies
shut up.
covering.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to fight the boss.
I suggest you get to one of the upper catwalks and then wait for the shot.
There's 2 ways to fight this boss, regardless of whether it's Westridge or someone else. Other people have different weapons, but they kind of operate the same way, where they just rain down upon you from the control room.
Now make this easy on me and come out, huh?
Pistol God Thornton can just use his Pistol God powers to kill him. The other way to do it, I think I will save to show off in the veteran run, so I'm not going to spoil it just yet. But yeah, 2 chain shots, that's it.
Not a chance. Now that I've got your attention...
If you're gonna kill me, then do it.
I'm not sure I want to. Yet. I guess I need some closure. I volunteered for this program, but I couldn't have made it into Alpha Protocol if you hadn't chosen me. What I want to know is why.
I needed someone who could kill Shahid, get the missiles back, and keep their mouth shut. I needed someone I could trust.
I didn't have much choice. Orders and all.
That's your defense? Then it's mine too. I had my orders. We carry them out, send out agents, and we don't ask why. Say what you will. You had what it took to get the job done, and then some. That's why you were selected.
It was my life.
What life? You knew the odds going in. You wanted to serve your country. Well, this is it.
If I stayed in the program, I'd have ended up like you, or worse, like Parker. Then someone would have come along who owes one of their corporate buddies a favor, Halbeck or someone else, and we get used because we've been conditioned never to ask.
Believe it or not, Halbeck's interests are our interests. We need their technology.
No, we don't. They almost caused a war, and we helped them. For what? To secure some government contracts?
If you're gonna kill me, kill me. If you're gonna ask for your life back, then ask. But don't waste my time.
We had a responsibility. I had a responsibility. But I'm almost done here.
This program is all you know, Mike. Leave it, and you have nothing. Really, what are you gonna do? Get revenge? Expose the agency? Or maybe you came back because what you really needed was another mission.
My goals are a little higher than that. Any last words?
Yeah. Go to hell.
Not the best I've heard, but... Yancey Westridge, I'm placing you under arrest. You're going down with the ship. They may not blow this place, and if they don't, then your home is going to be a courtroom for the next few years. If you even get that far. They'll probably claim you were acting without their knowledge. That you enacted Alpha Protocol, went rogue.
Where are you going?
Now that I'm out of the box? It's my world now. I helped shape it. It was easier than I thought. And it's time to make some changes, I think. I'm sorry it came to this, Westridge, but you taught me an important lesson. I think there's other ways of serving my country, without Alpha Protocol. Watch the news. You'll see. Going somewhere?
All right, Thornton. What is it you want?
To see you brought to justice.
Please, Agent, don't be a fool. How dare you hit me?
That's for what you did to Mina. And that's for wrecking my life. I can keep this up all day. Now, Tell me what else I can't do. You think you can give me orders? Think you have control of this situation?
Thornton, hold on. I'll give myself up. Testify, if that's what you want. I can say what happened here, with your mission.
And all I have to do is let you go, right? See, that's where you lose my interest.
I knew you'd be reasonable about
I
this.
suppose you think you've talked your way out of this. I know what matters to you, Leyland. And for the next few years, seeing you drag through courtroom after courtroom and watching Halbeck fall apart is enough for me.
If it comes to that, you mean?
It will. Trust me. All the evidence I have is going exactly where it needs to go.
I think you're in for some disappointment. The government won't allow my involvement with Alpha Protocol to be exposed.
Alpha Protocol? What's that? They'll just deny it exists.
Mission accomplished, Agent?
Just Mike, if you please. Let's get out of here.
Where to?
I have no idea. I don't even know where here is. Surprise me.
That'd be a change.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're not the most predictable person, Mike. Keeping up with you is a lot of work.
Well, we've made it this far. I think we're done with surprises for a while.
We'll see. I bet there's one or two more in our future.
So, the final reveal that you can put together from the secret facts about Alpha Protocol and what Westridge tells us is that Halbeck was working with Alpha Protocol at the behest of some higher government power. That is, I assume, supposed to be the sequel hook for a sequel that won't come. At the very least, I hope a direct sequel does not come. It would be kind of underwhelming to just have to follow up on that and have Thornton go back to being some scrub with no pistol godhood. I'm going to provide screenshots of this. You can read it on your own. And I want to do a complete stats, but it didn't provide one, which I find unfortunate. Next up, we'll have the end credits with a bunch of news reports tying together all the loose ends and showing us the outcomes of our decisions, and I'll be back after that.
More setbacks for troubled Halbeck Industries today as Russian federal police uncovered extensive evidence linking the corporation's senior officers to illegal arms trafficking. This setback comes on the heels of a mysterious disappearance of Halbeck CEO Henry Leland, who vanished from his San Francisco office earlier this month. American law enforcement is cooperating with Interpol to locate him. Along with the indictments against Halbeck, several prominent Muscovite politicians and business leaders have been arrested in connection with the scandal. A series of coordinated bombings in the West Bank left hundreds dead earlier today, in an attack carried out by the Al-Samad terror network. In a video statement claiming credit for the attack, Al-Samad leader Ali Shahid said that these attacks would continue until Al-Samad's demands were met, demands which include a complete pullout of American troops from the entirety of the Islamic world. The attacks were carried out using a sophisticated new explosive gel, originally developed for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to clear mountain passes and demolish bridges. The gel is largely undetectable to current-generation chemical bomb sniffers, and even dogs will have to be retrained to identify the explosive. Analysts predict that if terrorist organizations like Al-Samad have acquired large quantities of this weapon, they could conceivably attack extremely high-security targets with impunity, at least until updated security measures can be implemented. The Mid-East Unity Conference, currently being held in Riyadh, has been postponed indefinitely in the wake of this tragedy. On the 1-month anniversary of the Roman Museum bombing, thousands turned up for a candlelight vigil in memory of the fallen. Leading the crowd was Madison St. James, an American woman who very nearly died in the attack. Miss St. James has become a striking political figure in the previous weeks, having spoken at the EU headquarters in Strasbourg, the US Senate, and the Mid-East Unity Conference in Riyadh. She has called for reforms in anti-terror legislation, citing sweeping human rights violations that are ultimately ineffectual at combating terrorism. Uncertainty still grips Taiwan in the wake of the deadly riots at last month's political rally. With the death toll standing at over 300, concerns have been raised that President Ronald Sung's pro-independence government has become too aggressive. President Sung survived an assassination attempt during the rally, which many critics are calling an attempt to incite a war between Taiwan and mainland China. President Sung has refused to back down in the wake of the attempt on his life, and in a speech made earlier this week declared that his life meant nothing compared to Taiwanese independence. Taiwanese authorities announced the execution of attempted assassin Wen Shu today. Investigators have uncovered no motive for the assassination attempt. A copy of Catcher in the Rye, a novel famously associated with conspiracy theories and secret American brainwashing programs, was found in his apartment, leading to internet speculation that Wen Shu was an American sleeper agent planted to assassinate Sung and touch off a war with China. U.S. government sources have declined comment.
So that's how things wrap up. And I think what we got to see here with our Spare Everyone run is one of the major themes of the game, that one person can have a great impact on the world. Robert Sung lives, so war with China looms on the horizon. Shahid lives, so Al-Samad continues to be a major terrorist threat. Madison lives, and she goes on to be the spearhead of a civil liberties campaign. One person can have a great impact on world events, and when we leave them alive, they live on to have that impact for good or for ill. But that's the end of our run through Alpha Protocol. We've only scratched the surface of what we'll see in the game, so I'll see you next time when we start the Veteran run.